House Baratheon of Storm's End is one of the great houses of Westeros, and is the principal house in the Stormlands, which they rule as the Lord Paramount. They are among the houses who grew from meagre beginnings, then joining the great houses in the realm in a very short amount of time after Aegon's conquest of Westeros. Their seat, Storm's End, is an ancient castle raised by the Storm Kings of legend from the now extinct House Durrandon, whom had ruled the Stormlands as Storm Kings for thousands of years. The Baratheon sigil is a crowned black stag on a field of gold, of which was formerly the sigil of House Durrandon, with the new House Baratheon adopting it as their own in honour of the fallen Storm Kings. Members of the family tended to be tall and powerfully built, with black hair and blue eyes, as well as strong, square jawlines. After Robert's rebellion, House Baratheon would split into three branches. Lord Robert Baratheon was crowned king and took residence at King's Landing, thereby creating House Baratheon of King's Landing. Robert gave the seat of Dragonstone to his younger brother Stannis, creating House Baratheon of Dragonstone. Robert's youngest brother, Renly, became the Lord of Storm's End, continuing House Baratheon of Storm's End, with the King's Landing branch now considered the senior branch of the house. But technically, the Dragonstone and King's Landing branches could be considered cadet houses, despite the Storm's End branch being the oldest branch of the house, which is not a common occurrence. House Baratheon is the youngest of the great houses of Westeros. It was created when Orys Baratheon, one of Aegon the Conqueror's generals, his closest friend, and his rumoured bastard half-brother, took Argella Darradan, the only daughter of Argilac Darradan, the last Storm King, to wife, after the downfall of the Storm Kings at Orys' own hand. Orys took the sigil and the words of House Durrandon for his own, and became the first Lord of Storm's End. Through the female line, House Baratheon descends from King Durran Godsgrief, who founded the Kingdom of the Stormlands in the Age of Heroes. Thus, they still have a strong connection to their Durrandon heritage. Around 42 AC, the grandson of Orys, Robert Baratheon, the Lord of Storm's End at the time of the reigns of King Maegor the Cruel and King Jaehaerys I Targaryen, served as the hand of the king and protector of the realm during the minority of Jaehaerys. He was granted this role due to the vital role he played in Jaehaerys coming to power during the downfall of Maegor. Rogar would later go on to marry Queen Dowager Alyssa Velaryon, the mother of the king. Rogar would go on to father two children with her, Bormund and Jocelyn. Bormund would eventually succeed his father in 62 AC, while Jocelyn married Prince Aemon Targaryen, the eldest son of King Jaehaerys, in 70 AC. Aemon and Jocelyn would have a single daughter, Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, born in 74 AC, with Aemon dying fighting the Myrish on Tarth during 92 AC. Before his death, he managed, with the help of his father King Jaehaerys, to arrange the marriage of Rhaenys to Corlys Velaryon, the Lord of the Tides and Master of Ships. During the Dance of the Dragons, from 129 to 131 AC, Lord Borys Baratheon sided House Baratheon with King Aegon II and the Green faction, despite his late father, Lord Bormund's support of the Blacks and relation to Rhaenys Targaryen through his sister, Jocelyn Baratheon. Prince Aemon Targaryen was sent to Storm's End at the start of the war to get Lord Borys to side with King Aegon by offering a betrothal between himself and one of Lord Borys's 4 daughters. Lord Borys was reluctant to face the dragons during the war, but marched with his army towards the end of the war, seizing King's Landing for Aegon, and during the Moon of Madness, he restored the city to order. He was promised that his eldest daughter would marry King Aegon, who had lost both his queen, Helaena Targaryen, as well as both of his sons, during the war. Borys then marched against the approaching Riverland army, and fought in the Battle of the King's Road, where he was killed by the young Lord Comyn Tully. After the end of the Dance of the Dragons into the regency of King Aegon III, Borys' infant son was now Lord of Storm's End, with his mother ruling in his stead until he came of age. In 200 AC, a Lord Baratheon held a tourney to celebrate the birth of his grandson. Then later, in 209 AC, the heir to Storm's End, Sir Lionel Baratheon, known as the Laughing Storm, participated in the Ashford tourney and fought on the side of Sir Duncan the Tall during his trial of 7. A daughter of Lord Lionel was then betrothed to Crown Prince Duncan Targaryen in 237 AC. But Duncan had broke the betrothal when he married Jenny of Oldstones in 239 AC. This angered Lord Lionel, causing him to declare independence, naming himself the new Storm King. His short, bloody rebellion ended when he was defeated by Sir Duncan the Tall in single combat. The Crown Prince Duncan Targaryen then renounced his claim to the throne, and King Aegon V promised that Rhaella Targaryen, his youngest daughter, would marry Lionel's heir, Robert Baratheon. Rhaella was then sent to Storm's End to serve as a cupbearer to Lord Lionel and as a lady companion to Lionel's wife. The wedding would take place in 245 AC, and a son, Steffon, was born the following year. Steffon served in his youth at the court of King's Landing and became close friends to his cousin, Prince Orys Targaryen. He fought in the War of the Ninepenny Kings, like many of the men his age, in 260 AC. During the war, his father, Lord Ormond, died in his arms, slain by Maelys I Blackfire. Lord Steffon's eldest son, Robert, was fostered by Lord Jon Arryn at the Eyrie in the Vale, together with Eddard Stark of Winterfell, with the two becoming close friends, more akin to brothers. The new bond with House Stark would be the first piece in a series of powerful alliances among the great houses of Westeros. After the defiance of Duskendale, King Aerys II Targaryen summoned Lord Steffon to King's Landing and named him to the Small Council. In 278 AC, Steffon was sent to Volantis with the mission to find a bride for Prince Rhaegar Targaryen. He was accompanied by his wife, Lady Cassandra Estamont. They failed their mission and died upon their return when their ship, the Windproud, sank in Shipbreaker Bay in the sight of their three sons, Robert, Stannis and Renly. Steffon's eldest son, Robert, inherited Storm's End upon Steffon's death, and in the years that followed was betrothed to Lyanna Stark of Winterfell, whom he was said to be deeply in love with. In 282 AC, Prince Rhaegar Targaryen, Robert's cousin, disappeared with Lyanna Stark, causing Lyanna's eldest brother, Brandon, to ride to King's Landing in anger. He was arrested and killed with his father, Lord Rickard Stark, on the command of King Aerys II. The king then demanded the heads of both Lord Robert as well as Eddard Stark from Lord Jon Arryn, as both men were currently in the Vale. Jon refused and raised his banners, marking the start of the war that would become known as Robert's Rebellion. Robert became a figurehead and personally killed Rhaegar Targaryen during the Battle of the Trident in 283 AC. In the early parts of the war, the battles at Summerhall and the siege of Storm's End were huge fixtures of the Stormlands theatre and played a huge part in the war. At the end of the rebellion, Lord Robert was crowned King Robert I Baratheon as the Targaryen dynasty fell, and the new Baratheon dynasty rose in its place. Robert's claims centered around the idea that his grandmother was a member of House Targaryen, giving him some legitimacy in his claim to the throne. House Baratheon was split into three branches: House Baratheon of King's Landing, under King Robert; House Baratheon of Dragonstone, headed by Lord Stannis; and House Baratheon of Storm's End, headed by Lord Renly, Robert's youngest brother. During the Greyjoy Rebellion in 289 AC, the combined Baratheon fleet defeated the Iron Fleet in the sea battle of Fair Isle, commanded by Stannis, the master of ships. Stannis later subdued Great Wick in his brother's name. Sometime after he achieved manhood, Renly Baratheon was appointed to Robert's Small Council as Master of Laws. House Baratheon rose quickly in the wake of Aegon's conquest, and in the 300 years that followed, rose to claim the Iron Throne itself. But the dynasty is still very fresh, and power shifts like the sands. With the death at the hand of the king, Jon Arryn, few could have predicted the chaos that was about to be unleashed upon the realm.